Welcome. This is first video about MoonHug Editor, a Unity-inspired game engine editor built with Odin language. So what is it exactly? It's a work-in-progress game engine plus level editor. Work in progress meaning I work on it in my spare time after work. It should be familiar to Unity users but not limited to copying it. Its goal is to let people with different skills combine assets into interactive content. What it means, basically gathering different resources, combining them into a prefab and instantiating prefab at runtime to create gameplay. And it's in a very early stage, so its APIs are still evolving and there is a lot of room for contributors to shape it. Who I am? I am a full-time game developer using Unity Editor as main tool since Unity 4. Tired of some of its limitations and high-level C# language. Also garbage collection and other Unity quirks. Wanting to dive deeper into system languages and low-level programming for games. So what it uses? First of all, it's an Odin language. Before that, I tried a few other languages I don't want to mention. Besides that, also wanted to try Beef, but skipped it because I read it's not very well for developing on Mac, and I develop on Mac OS. Odin is very good on Mac, and also I really liked community. They all look like sane people to me. And I had few questions in Discord and everybody were really helpful. And it went out well. So next dependencies are Raylib for window creation and rendering. This may be changed later. This is mainly for the editor itself, and applications do not depend on it. Same for the next dependency, dir imgui, which is for editor UI. It works very well to build UI fast. It doesn't look that good, but I don't see any other alternative right now. Then there is a data format, JSON, for scenes, asset settings, and so on. It's chosen because it's supported by core package in Odin. And also there are a lot of UUIDs for stable references to types and files. And let me show my editor a bit on the demo. To run project, all I have to do is run this script. And here it is. What I currently have is game view, scene view, hierarchy, inspector, project inspector, and console and output. These may change, but right now project selection shows in project inspector, hierarchy shows in inspector. Also output is what we get output from this build application. So I have some bindings and to switch color and twins for animation, which I run by pressing keys. And what we have here is an output which might move later to console itself. Console has some filtering, pretty basic stuff, what usually is expected from the console. Then example, this circle is actually a texture or a sprite. This is asset importer inspector, which creates, when I press apply, it creates artifact inside library, and then this artifact loads at runtime. So we can see this circle. We can add components. We can expand menu. All of these menus are created same way as users would add them. So editor itself is an example of how it can be extended. And that's for now all. What is so convenient in Unity and what I already was able to implement. So here most of Unity conveniences come from C# and clever editor design choices. Here are some of important features replicated in MoonHug Editor. I think one of the important ones is C# attributes. Odin struct attributes and field text plus pre-build step. So basically I have a generation step which creates everything that C# does, or .NET, when converts C# to intermediate language. We have same thing, but we can see sources immediately after this step as regular code. Then the biggest one, why I wanted to create editor, I wanted to make any type inspector. So I made a procedure which accepts any type and draws it on screen. So all component types fields are visible and interactable in inspector. Then we have custom IMGUI drawers. Dear IMGUI provides almost identical experience as in Unity. So we can tweak whatever this drawer, default drawer, shows us. We can tweak it to our advantage. Okay, then next, customization for menu, context menus, and type inspectors, field decorators, all of that can be customized. I will show it in code example. Then we have sidecar meta files. I know not everyone likes them, but they are not avoidable, I think, because they provide extra info about asset. Then GUIDs are used for types and files for reliable references. And we have familiar editor UI. Views and their layouts are similar to Unity. This may seem like a not big deal, but when you just open program and you know where every button is, it's pretty important. For a code example, I would like to show first a README. So it basically explains what I already told during introduction. Then we have folder structure with pre-built, it's generator folder, app, editor folders, app folder, engine folder, builds, it doesn't exist yet. External is for Odin IMGUI, and library with artifacts. Then we have few run scripts. So this one starts editor. Then we have application. This one just to skip editor. Then there is run tests, and README then has other explanations. And I would like to focus on easiness of extension of the editor. So if I go to, for example, property drawer, Here are methods, and when you add this attribute with this signature, and this will be used to draw integer properties. So it's pretty simple. We first cast raw PTR to the type. It's safe because it's by generator, it doesn't make error. Then we cast it again, I see, for the value. And then we draw it with Odin IMG. Same for other types. This one is for string, for bool, for float, and so on. There might be special cases for arrays. These are triggered by code directly, not by generator. Okay, decorators, there is a special way to use them. I will mention it in documentation. It's because we use field text for these, and maybe in example types we can check at least some of them. So here we have min and then 0.5. So what it actually means, it will use this method decorator min and use this argument, extra argument. And if we look here for min, as you see, it accepts min value, which is float or integer, and draw context. Draw context is provided automatically, so no worry about it. Then we can expand menus. Okay, where we can see this, yeah. So here I add a lot of menu items. For example, all of the toggles for show inspector, project inspector, and others. Okay, then we have menu separator. Okay, menu item refresh assets. So here it is. It's called menu item, then these parameters, and it just goes code. So it's pretty easy to add your own. Just use this on any procedure with no arguments. Context menus. Okay, what we have generated for this log sprite values. It's just placeholder. So it's like this context menu, then we tell which type, specify the name in menu and order, and it will work. It will show an item which you press and run this procedure. Okay, so when we develop editor, for example, scene view or hierarchy or context menu, you first build the view itself, and then you add extensibility to it. So let me look at sprite renderers context. Yeah, log sprite values, and here they are. For component, it's pretty easy. All it requires is this component attribute, then type GUID, and then struct itself also, it has a base comp data. It holds a reference and enabled boolean. So I can copy this one, change GUID to other rename, maybe add some string, clan, sorry, clan. Then we have speed, uber, speed, and close, for example. Then I just press run, go and add component, and here it is. Close, as you see, and that's it. So how can you contribute? Actually, I will make a contribution video about current state of project and how it can be improved. Then there will be current state videos. I'll create videos about new features when they appear. I'm not sure how often that will happen. Then there is an option to join GitHub and Discord, and important is the most recent info can be found on GitHub, because with each push everything is visible there, and most of the documentation right now is MD files, so you can see everything. And Discord can be used for real-time discussions. I don't know everything, so if you don't have time to contribute by code, you can give some advice or just discuss stuff with others. That's it. Thank you. So if you are interested, you can join GitHub, and there you will also find a link to Discord server. And see you there. Bye.